So I have an opinion that is going to irk some of the diehard anti-dieter intuitive eaters out there. And you know what? That's okay. Hello, my friend. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm officially back from my vacation. It is June. It is summertime. I am back from a 2-week vacation in Hawaii and I'm ready to get back in the game, so to speak. So welcome back to my reset, like first real day back on the job type day. And on the job is probably not the right wording. As you can tell, I'm a little bit out of practice speaking to the camera. Today is Monday, June 3rd, and we got back from our trip last Tuesday, and I gave myself the extra week to fight off jet lag, put the house back in order, which debatable as to whether or not that's done, get plenty of sleep, and then my husband and I have both caught a cold towards the end of our trip and allergies, so I've kind of been recovering for my health's sake as well. But today I woke up, I set an alarm and was like, you know what, today is the day. We are back at reality today. So I wanted to take you guys along for my day of Housewife Monday back to reality. We are going to Target. We are going to Costco. We are making pork for dinner. We are going to tidy up a couple of things. And yeah, if I have the time, I am going to do some things at my computer. I started my day doing a little bit of journaling and making sure that I had like my goals for the week set up. So let me share those with you now. While I have admittedly been really bad about using any of the paper products, the planning products that I have had lying around, today I decided to bust out my Moxie Life Companion notebooks from last year, no, like 2 years ago, 2 years, I think. And what they are is they give you each like segment of life and you can kind of set your plan out for the week, what your goals are, your intentions for each area of life. So I thought I would share those with you. So the easiest ones to talk about are the health and wellness ones. I have not been intentionally exercising, but on the trip, I got an average of almost 13,000 steps every single day. So the trip in and of itself was a giant activity. So it comes at no surprise as when I got home and I stepped on the scale, I weighed less than I did before I left for the trip. I went on an all you can eat, all you consume cruise, Hawaiian vacation, and came back lighter without restricting a single thing. A single thing. All I did was eat intuitively. All I did was be mindful and listen to my body. And lo and behold, between that and activity, weight came down. It's not at all surprising, but I want to share that with you because it's something that happens if you're in tune with your body and your intuition and all of those things. It's amazing how that works. Anyway, I haven't done anything intentional for my health, right? So this week's goal is to weight train twice. Get downstairs, get the weights on my body, train twice, 10,000 steps every single day, and at least 100 ounces of water every single day. I also added under a personal goal to just walk outside at least twice this week because the fresh air, the nature, and when it is sunny out, which it is not today, sunshine is also really, really good for you. My fun and recreation goals, I have to get through at least half of the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix book because I have a Harry Potter book club meeting on Thursday. I'm about halfway there, so I gotta listen to some Harry Potter while I do things today. And then I want to get a pedicure. I didn't go and get a pedicure before my trip because my husband wanted us to quarantine so we didn't accidentally pick up COVID or something. And I guess it was the right choice, but it meant that I didn't get to do like my pre-travel luxury stuff, like get a fresh pedicure and get my eyebrows done. So I want to get the pedicure done this week because now my poor feet really need it. Spiritual and personal growth goals are to get back into my Proverbs 31 Bible study and to catch up on the sermons from my church. Yesterday I went to church and they were on the third in their new series all about identity, which I'm really excited to continue to learn about, but I want to go back and listen to the first 2 sermons so I'm up to date going forward. My work and learning, I want to work on some of my coursework, not for my course. I mean, that's on the list too, but I'm also in some courses, so I want to spend some time in educational mode. I need to content plan and actually like figure out what the heck I'm doing here now, right? After this break. And then I want to edit my vlog for Hawaii. Because yes, while there's not a whole lot of me talking to the camera, I do have enough footage to put together a little glimpse into our trip for you guys, and I can't wait to share it with you. My financial goals is I have to sign up, pay for, do my car registration for the new year, pay a couple of bills, and do my business finances. And then I have some like physical environment goals of just cleaning up my office and doing a clothing overhaul for summer. So those are my goals for this week. But first, we have to go to Target, we have to go to Costco, and we have to be back before my husband has lunch because the stuff on my shopping list is the stuff he needs to eat this week. Let's go. All right, I have returned from Costco and Target. I wish I knew what day was the best day to go to Costco because it was a madhouse again today, but I'm just getting used to and accepting the fact that Costco will always be a madhouse. But for that reason, when I go to things like Costco and Sam's Club, I have been going to Sam's more frequently because that's where we are getting our eggs. We buy the pasture-raised eggs by Members Mark, which is Sam's Club's brand. And there's no competition for the price for these eggs. It's like $4.98 for a dozen and a half eggs, 18 eggs. And we buy like 3 at a time because we use eggs so frequently and they're really high quality eggs. So I'm at Sam's Club more frequently. Costco I'm at less frequently because that's the more popular place and that always seems to be crowded. So when I go, I try to make the trip worth it. If everything goes according to plan, I only have to go to Costco at most once a month, with some exceptions. So this grocery trip was me trying really hard to work out I have meal plans, I have Blue Apron stuff coming in the upcoming weeks, and I have stuff at home that I would like to use, but I also have plans for things like once I run out of lunch meat and bread to create this other recipe. And so like, do I buy the stuff for the recipe now, even though some of it is fresh? I was just kind of like really not even struggling, but working really hard to balance this will last, this won't, I'll have to come back for it later, all of that stuff. But I'm very excited about my haul. Let's start with Target. So I start with Fairlife milk. I buy Fairlife milk in bulk. I have 3 of these. This is the fat-free milk. We only drink Fairlife here. It is lactose-free. It is so much more protein per cup than regular milk. Somehow, some way. Very, very good. My husband uses it in lattes, and now it is hot outside. It is summertime, so it is smoothie season, which means your girl is gearing up to use protein powder, use the blender, frozen fruit and vegetables, and make Fab4 smoothies regularly again, which is so exciting. So I used to be almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, and then I realized that like I can just use regular Fairlife milk and get a lot more protein, and it's just so much better. So we got milk. I got my favorite potato chips for the sandwiches that I have to make this week to use up the bread that I have, which I'll show you later. I got my husband some deli chicken meat, and I got myself a little bit of deli turkey meat because I'm just in use it up mode. He is meal planning sandwiches all week. I got myself a dill pickle salad kit that has a date of a week from now, which means this is the thing that I plan on using as a meal after I'm done with sandwiches. So this is going to pair with well, I'll just show you. From Costco, I bought the hand-pulled rotisserie chicken, which I buy every once in a while because it's work that is done for me. And what I saw on social media, I saw Colleen Christensen of No Food Rules post like what she was eating in a day intuitively, and her lunch was a salad kit with meat in it in a pita. And I was like, why have I never thought to put a salad kit in a pita? It's freaking brilliant. So I'm going to use this to make some dill pickle chicken salad to go with the dill pickle salad kit, merge these 2 things together, stuff it in a pita, and call it a day. And I am so excited about it. But I have sourdough sandwich bread that I need to use first, hence the other sandwiches. The date on this is 7/27, so I have plenty of time to use this, thankfully. And then I got some small avocados because while tonight's meal plan is pork, later in the week we're making salmon bowls. And so I bought some avocados that felt like they still needed a day or 2 to chill, so they can just sit and be ripe by the time I need them. And then the last thing I got at Target was velvet hangers because I keep breaking mine, so I need some new ones. And by keep, I mean they're several years old now, and just every once in a while one of them snaps. So I needed a couple of those. Moving on to Costco. Oh my goodness, the things I found at Costco I'm so excited about. So first of all, like I said, I got the chicken meat, rotisserie chicken breast meat. I bought, again, the Starbucks sous vide roasted red pepper egg white bites because they turn out so good. They turn out so good. Cook these in the air fryer, like the directions say, recommended. They taste just like they came out of Starbucks. And at almost $6, I think, at Starbucks, for the 2, these come out to $3, literally half price for your Starbucks fix. So I don't buy these all the time. I don't eat them every day, but they're a really nice treat when you're really just have a hankering for some Starbies, you know? I bought, these aren't exciting, but I bought cotton rounds because the price was right, and I use cotton rounds regularly. I try not to use them every day, but like sometimes there's just things you don't want to use on your reusable cotton rounds, so having the disposable ones is super helpful. This will probably last me a year at least, so there's that. I had to restash my Chosen Foods avocado oil spray. I love this stuff. High quality, no fillers, no silicones, no anything in this. It's just avocado oil. The sprayer works really well. I use this every single time I make eggs or anything else really. I got some more of these Bobo Bites. These have ended up being my husband's like favorite little bar type treat thing. They're really, really good. Really tasty. So whenever I'm at Costco, I buy a pack of these. These also happen to be on sale. This is a pack of RX bars that happen to be my husband's favorite flavor RX bar and my favorite flavor RX bar in one convenient container. And it was like, I don't know, $4 off or something. It ended up being way cheap. So I got one. I needed to get some more eye drops because I've been having some like severe dry eye irritation lately, and for my hard contact lens and corneal replacement eyeball, they recommend that I use the preservative-free eye drops, and you can only get that in vials. If it's in a bottle, it has to have preservatives in it so it doesn't go bad while it's open, but the vials are individual and thus preservative-free, so I bought some of those. In the spirit of smoothie season and Fab Four smoothie season specifically, which if you guys don't know, Kelly LeVeque is the nutritionist that coined the Fab Four smoothie, the Fab Four way of eating. Her books are Body Love and Body Love Every Day. I've talked about them on and off my channel for years now, and I fully subscribe to the idea that the Fab Four is a great way to go. I don't subscribe to some of the more rigid rules she has, but I do like the general idea of the Fab Four. And hemp hearts for years has been something that has been applauded as something that is super, super healthy for you. And my hesitation in it is because they're pretty calorically dense. 2 tablespoons of these hemp hearts is 180 calories. So for a diet, Brianna, that's, ooh, scary. 180 calories for 2 tablespoons. But y'all, this is a great source of protein for the fact that it's not meat or dairy. There's 10 grams of protein in the 2 tablespoons, but it's also a great source of fat. And I've been trying to figure out something to like, let me have fat because fat is part of the Fab Four without necessarily putting in nut butter. Cause I always like to put in too much nut butter, and the nut butters are they keep separating and they're a lot of work to mix together. All these reasons I've been trying to figure out what I can put in instead of nut butter. And I saw these today and I was like, well, if I just put in a tablespoon of hemp hearts, I get 5 grams of protein and 8 grams of fat. Boom, baby. Like, they're done. And it's a power food. It's got vitamins and minerals and omegas and all sorts of good things in here. And the price was really right because this is 30 servings of 2 tablespoon servings, and I'm only going to use a tablespoon at a time. This is also great for topping smoothie bowls and things of that nature. So really excited. And bonus, they're organic. Needed Nutrisits, so we got Triscuits. I got us a new cereal to try. This is by Cascadian Farm. It is a blueberry almond crunch, which again, now that we're out of like diet culture mode and into nourish our body properly mode, what is more important on the nutrition label is not the number of calories, but the number of nutrients that a food product delivers. And this is 250 calories for a whole cup. Wow. I didn't even realize it was for a whole cup. For a whole cup of this cereal. And it has 10 grams of fat, and it has 5 grams of fiber, and 5 grams of protein, and 35 carbs, and just so nutritionally balanced. The ingredients are all really, really whole, clean foods, which is awesome. And again, for what it is, the price was right. So we got this to try. We got an 18 pack of Fairlife chocolate protein shakes because not only is it smoothie season, but because it's hot outside, it is also Ninja Creamy season. And I'm sitting here going, what better way to enjoy a 30-gram protein smoothie than to turn it into ice cream. So I plan on making some delicious Ninja Creamies out of these as the base to get some heavy protein in my frozen sweet treat. Y'all can tell it has been a minute since I have like vlogged or talked to the camera because I'm fumbling over words like whoa. And then 2 treats just for the sake of treats. This was on sale for like $3.99 or $4.99 for this giant bag of brownie brittle. I had just had brownie brittle for the first time, believe it or not, on the airplane to Hawaii. And you know what? I was eating it and I was like, this is really freaking good stuff. And so I didn't question, which I questioned every time I walked by. I'm like, would I like it or would I not like it? I don't question it anymore. I like it. So I bought myself this, and then we're gonna try this live and on camera. I couldn't help myself. The Girl Scouts Coconut Caramel Bites. Y'all, the Caramel Delights are my favorite Girl Scout cookie. They really are. And so, like, is this these in bite-sized form that I didn't have to pay $5 for a little box of cookies for? Let's find out. So here's what they look like. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, 100% yes. Yes. Oh, and I almost forgot my bread. They don't have my angelic bread anymore. They don't have my angelic bread anymore. So I had to get what replaced it in the section. I was speaking to this really sweet older lady who was reading the nutrition information on this bread. This is the S. Rosen's, which is a brand I've seen around. S. Rosen's makes regular bread too. Whole grain, multi-grain bread. And she's sitting there reading it, and she, you know, saw me looking, and she goes, "Dang, you know, the bread I used to get, they don't sell it anymore." And I bought, you know, when I found out, I bought 3 giant containers, 9 loaves, and I'm running out. And so she said, but the stats on this look really, really good too. And so she and I struck up a conversation. But on this bread, 1 slice is 130 calories. The old bread was 90, so it's a little bit more calorically, but it's 5 grams of fiber and 7 grams of protein in this bread. So this bread packs a punch, y'all. So we're gonna try it and we're gonna see if we like it. And I'm hoping we do, because we really like having hearty, again, it's not about the calories, it's about the nourishment, the nutritionals that it delivers. And so we look for bread with fiber and protein and clean ingredients, clean, you know what I mean. Not a whole bunch of filler stuff and artificial stuff, just regular old ingredients. And this bread checks that box. So here's hoping. The last thing I got, I was really hoping to find the frozen Reese's Peanut Butter Cup treat ice cream things, and I didn't. But what they did have, which is probably for the better, they had cookies and cream Yasso bars. I love Yasso bars, and when you buy them at Costco, the price is right, y'all. So they are 5 grams of protein and only 90 calories, and delicious. I love Yasso bars. So that's our little ice cream treat, and that is my Costco haul and Target haul. So it was really long-winded, but as we're getting things back in the swing, doing the meal planning, the cooking, whatever, your girl's got to stock up on all the goods, right? So now I'm starving, so it's time for lunch. All right, here is my lunch. We've got some of those sour cream and dill potato chips, a dill pickle, and then a sandwich made out of cheese, avocado oil mayo, mustard, and this honey turkey breast that I picked up. And then this is the sandwich bread that my sister made. She made a nice loaf of it and froze it. And I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but you know what, y'all? I was able to slice it nice and thin, and it is so good. So good. So sourdough doesn't necessarily always have to be that big, thick, crusty bread, but this sandwich bread is just so tasty and so different from any other sandwich bread that I've eaten, especially lately. It's like a hearty feeling white bread, which is just so, oh my gosh, I've just been enjoying it so much. I've been using it for avocado toast with eggs, and I've been using it for my sandwiches, and I love it both ways. Tuesday, I thought I would share with you my breakfast this morning, which is a nice little berry yogurt bowl. Underneath this pile of stuff here, we have some strawberries and some raspberries. Again, not at all measured. This is one of the single cups of Chobani fruit on the bottom Greek yogurt. I don't remember if it's low fat or fat free, but we've been really loving the Chobani Greek yogurt lately. Tastes really good. Really decent macronutrients, things of that nature. As you can see, I incorporated those hemp hearts that I hauled from Costco yesterday. And then I also have some of the all brand buds in there for a big fiber kick. And I did measure this out. This is about half of a serving because I didn't want to overdo the fiber too much too fast. And that's still like 8 grams of fiber, 8.5 grams of fiber. And then for a little added extra, I got this giant container of micro-ingredients organic inulin powder, which is supposed to be really good for your gut. And you can get this on Amazon for not a lot of money. I'll link it down below. And each little scoop has 2.6 grams of fiber, but a little bit of inulin fiber every single day. Really good to feed the gut microbiome in your gut. So I'm going to start incorporating this every day. It does take a little bit of time to adapt. So I started with not quite a whole scoop. It was like 3/4 of a scoop. And I plan to mix this into something every day. And this bag, no joke, is 384 servings. So if you do 1 scoop a day, it's over a year's worth of inulin powder. So there is that. This is my breakfast. I'm going to go eat it and we're going to have a Tuesday. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. You obviously knew it was Tuesday because I showed you my breakfast, which was delicious, by the way. Don't mind me just trying to get my hair up, or back rather. Oh gosh. So, as you can tell, I'm down in the basement. I have not been down in the basement to work out in weeks, which I feel like I've been saying a lot lately, and I'm finally ready, like I said, to get my rearing gear, so to speak, and really feel like now, June, halfway through the year, is when I can really apply myself towards my June or my annual goals, right? Which, it's a bummer that it's taken this long, but I'm also okay with it because I feel like that period of rest, rejuvenation, recovery, whatever the heck it actually was intended to be, was important. So, and the trip to Hawaii was kind of like the bookend of that, right? It started with expectations that did not get met with, health issues, injury issues, things of that nature. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch some old vlogs. I explain it a little bit. It's mostly my husband and not me. So, I don't tell y'all much, but bottom line, he's doing much better now, praise the Lord. I'm feeling like I've recovered, although I've been sleeping so hard that it makes me go, am I recovered? I don't know, but it's fine. We're pushing through, and so I'm downstairs and I'm going to do a workout. My mind says you should get the ball rolling and just do a body pump workout. Last time I did a body pump workout a couple weeks ago, it kicked my booty. And so I was like, maybe we save body pump for tomorrow. And today, I just do something that resembles more than just walking around. Because I don't want to be like, here, you haven't worked out in 3 weeks or so, here's a body pump workout. Let's not do that. So I ended up paying for an annual subscription to the Les Mills On Demand, which is the company that does body pump, body attack, CRX, which is a core workout. There's a whole bunch of other ones here. As I'm looking at the app, there's Les Mills Functional Strength, Les Mills Shapes, whatever that means, Body Step, Thrive, Tone, Grit, Core, Body Balance, Body Pump, Body Combat, Body Attack. All sorts of different things listed here, and I just wanted to shake it up a little bit. And while I was on vacation, I got an email that said, hey, we're running a 25% off sale right now. So I actually got because I decided not to get the annual subscription, which I fully intended on getting when I got home. Because I decided to wait until I got back, I was able to get like $20 or $30 off of the annual, which was awesome. So it ended up being $90 a year instead of $110 or $120, something like that. And so I'm excited about it, and we're going to give something a try today, get my body moving in like an intentional workout kind of way. And then we've got some work to do on the computer. I have a one-on-one coaching call. I'm excited to get back into the swing of things with my clients who have so graciously just let me take a vacation. I've barely communicated with them. I told them, I'm like, if you need me, I'm here. none of them decided to need me while I was on break, which was thank y'all for just letting me have my vacation. But I'm ready to get back in the swing of things with content, with coaching, with my membership, with all the things. So we're gonna get a workout going to get this day going. It is 9:44, so given the fact that I usually procrastinate until, noon to do my workouts and then find a reason not to do them, I'm actually ahead of schedule. So we're slowly but surely getting back into the let's get up at between 6:30 and 7. I got up at like 7:15 this morning. What are you doing here? You just left. You just left. Why are you back? Silly dog. So I'm slowly getting into like the summer swing of things. I did some reading, had my breakfast, poked at my iPad for a little bit, things of that nature. But now it's time to get going and sweaty and fabulous. All right, all done with my workout. I did 20 minutes of 1 mile on the elliptical machine, and I did about 13 minutes of a Les Mills dance workout. I wasn't jiving with the hip hopness, but I did that as a warm up, and what it did help me do, even though I wasn't feeling like that particular style of dance, it got my body moving and elevated my heart rate enough to give me the boost I needed to go and hop on the elliptical. I was going to do some core work and a little bit of strength training, but I decided I'm going to do that tomorrow. And the reason I'm stopping now is, which is fine, my 40-minute workout meter is full, but my with a warm up and everything too that I did. What was I gonna say? I'm hungry. All of a sudden I got like stomach growling indication that it is time to eat food again, hungry. So I'm gonna go upstairs and make like not lunch, not breakfast. It's brunch, but like it's gonna be small. So I think I'm gonna make scrambled feta egg, or not scrambled. I'm gonna make a feta egg with some avocado toast, or my avocado toast creation. And I'll show it to you once I finish making it, but I'm really excited because I'm just out of nowhere real hungry. So today is evidently going to be like a 4-meal day, and that's all right. Intuitive eating at its finest. I might eat lunch now. By the time I make it, it'll be 11:15, and then maybe, or brunch, maybe I don't eat lunch until 2 and I don't eat dinner until 6:30. Who knows? We'll see how the timeline works out. So I have an opinion that is going to irk some of the diehard anti-dieter intuitive eaters out there. And you know what? That's okay. So as you saw earlier in this video, I had a day where once I reincorporated working out, after eating this delicious yogurt bowl, I was ravenously hungry and ended up having to eat another breakfast in order to satiate my body. Intuitive eating, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're satisfied, but honoring your hunger as it comes up. And sometimes that is 2 meals in a day, and sometimes you have to eat 6 or 7 times in a day. Totally depends on all sorts of underlying factors, right? Here is where I was lovingly reminded by my body that just because you're in an intuitive eating space doesn't mean you can't have guidelines as it pertains to food, which is something that many people would probably argue is wrong in the anti-dieting space. But here is what I mean. If you look back at that yogurt bowl that was delicious and nourishing, but admittedly underfueled me for the amount of activity that I decided to do after I ate it, I went back and kind of backtracked and mentally tracked in roughly how much protein was that? And it ended up clocking in at only about 16, maybe 17 grams of protein. And coming from a dieting past where there would be days where I would get 30 or 40 grams of protein in my breakfast alone, and that would leave me feeling full, satisfied, satiated, whatever you want to call it, for an extended period of time, it's no wonder that accidentally or unintentionally under-consuming the protein necessary for me to feel satisfied and fueled and ready to conquer things like my first workout in a couple of weeks, it makes sense that all of a sudden my body was like, excuse me, this is not enough. And so the reminder here on this day in this video is this. If you are embarking on food freedom, intuitive eating, ditching dieting, whatever it is you want to call it, it doesn't mean that you can't have guidelines that you set for yourself in order to help you achieve your goals or just achieve your optimal health. For me, it was a great reminder that, oh, I need to make sure I'm getting at least roughly more than 20 grams of protein in a meal setting in order for me to have that meal stick to my bones, so to speak, and last for longer than an hour or two. And so it was just a good reminder of like, okay, I need this specific number-ish, more or less. And it's not like, oh, I have to track every bite, but you better believe that now I'm gonna sit down and be like, okay, roughly how much protein is in this? Let me look at my plate. 7 in the bread, 6 in each egg, a little bit in the cheese, and get a rough estimate of how much protein I'm eating and is there fiber on the plate? Because here's the thing, when I have those components in adequate numbers, I do better. As opposed to when I underperform in those areas, it ends up being a harder day for me to eat intuitively and control myself better around food than it would be if I had just simply made sure I had adequate protein on my plate. For some people, implementing a kitchen close time with the guideline of if you truly get hungry, you're allowed to go back in the kitchen. But for some people, what you really need is to say, hey, you know what? After I'm done eating my dinner and dessert, maybe we don't go back in the kitchen anymore. And that's okay. It's a guideline. It's not a hard and fast rule that you have to live by, but having specific guidelines is a really great thing. In my version of intuitive eating, food freedom, whatever it is you want to call it, I feel like I need to coin my own term for this because it's not by the book intuitive eating, but it's not intuitive eating either. Intuitive eating is using your own intuition to determine what's best for your body. And because of that, I think everyone's version of intuitive eating needs to be personalized to them. And in my opinion, guidelines, rules, and I use the word guidelines because rules feels very rigid and restrictive, but I have a generalized rule of more protein at breakfast, better. And so if you're somebody who's sitting there going, well, I don't want to implement rules because rules are restriction and restriction is exactly not what intuitive eating is about and blah, 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 and you end up with all of this noise around intuitive eating, that's just as bad as all the noise that comes from diet culture. So relax and come up with your own method that works best for you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.